Good evening, everyone. Hope that you're having a wonderful one out there. Hope that you are finding yourself in a good place right now. Hope that you're relaxed, or maybe you're excited, maybe you're happy, whatever it may be. Hope that you're feeling a positive feeling on this side of the scale. Today we're going to listen to this track by Paul Oakenfold featuring Tiff Lacey. The track is going to be Hypnotized. This is coming off of the debut album from Paul Oakenfold, which was released in 2002. We're listening to this track because this was suggested and sponsored by Eric. So Eric, thank you so much for the recommendation and for the request. I appreciate that. Okay, so Paul Oakenfold, I'm pretty sure he's a trance artist, right? Like, I'm pretty sure that's the side of electronic genre that he performs in. I don't know if I've ever actually listened to him. I'm pretty sure I'm correct on his genre, but I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure. Is he the one that, like, there's cakes thrown into the audience? I feel like I've seen his name associated with that, but I could be 100% wrong. Or like, I don't know, there's something about cakes. Anyways, let's listen to this song. We'll discuss it after. Here we go. Interesting album cover there too. I gotta raise the volume up. Sorry about that. I got you.
You came in from the darkness and held the door open wide. You stood there like a vision before my unbelieving eyes. I believe in what I see and also what I hear. But did the night play tricks on me, or were you really there? Am I being hypnotized? Feeling like I'm hypnotized. Am I being hypnotized? Feeling like I'm hypnotized.
Hey. It's a killer beat with some great ambience around it.
Fear has gripped my heart. I am whispering out your name. Can you hear my silent screaming? Do the sound the same? Am I being hypnotized? Feeling like I'm hypnotized. Am I being hypnotized? Feeling like I'm hypnotized. Am I being hypnotized? Feeling like I'm hypnotized. Am I being hypnotized?
That's a cool club track.
You came in from the darkness and held the door open wide. You stood there like a vision before my unbelieving eyes. I believe in what I see and also what I hear. But did the night play tricks on me, or were you real?
I love the ambience around it. That was a smooth drop right there. I would love to hear how that sounds in my car speaker. The ending of that kind of I'm just speaking of the ending with the way that melody was playing out. Kind of remind me of the ending of Angel from Massive Attack, which is funny because looking at the lineup here of some of the personnel in this album, you have Tricky, so Massive Attack alumni in a sense. You have David Rhodes on here, of course. Peter Gabriel, most famous known for. Ice Cube is here. Perry Farrell. Nelly Furtado. You have a lot of interesting names here on this particular album. It has a lineup. And on this track, you have Tiff Lacey singing. What I like about this, and so this isn't exactly what I thought it was going to be. So when it comes to music like this, I used to listen a lot when I was in high school, so X amount of years ago. I used to listen to Ferry Corsten a lot. Everyone knows his track Fire, but I had the album LEF, and I used to listen to that ad nauseum back in my high school days. And in my head, I had an idea like, okay, Oakenfold is kind of like that. And perhaps he is, perhaps he's not. This track is not what I expected, however. The beat is a lot more diverse. It's not just a straight, four on the floor kind of thing. And I really like how big the sound of the drums were as well. Not in necessarily a big bassy 808 kind of way, but in a different, more electronically driven and simplified way in that particular regard, but still having a deep strength around it. That, alongside of the focus on the drums and the percussion that's programmed here, I really like how it felt, the movement and the rhythm of it had the feeling of live drums. And obviously, there's no live drums here, but it captured a certain feeling that I think that a lot of, electronic music doesn't necessarily have to rely on that. But I think that is cool to have a certain motion here. Like you hear a lot of little snare, almost ghost notes in here, and some of the playing on the hi-hats and stuff. It just gives it a bit of a different kind of feeling, something more organic for something that's, of course, very much electronic. And I think that Oakenfold does a great job of kind of putting that together. And actually looking at it, because I'm now looking at the personnel here, I do see that he actually plays drums. Now, is he playing drums on this particular track? He very well could be, and just giving you a little bit of a bump. Who knows? I don't. But either way, I just thought that was a cool standout in this track. And then the atmosphere that he's creating in here, I think it works really well because it's not such a laid-back atmosphere that, it's too chill, but it's not overly energetic and actionable that it feels like a get-up track. It feels like a nice lull in between in which it could kind of go either way. And I think the track does a great job kind of tiptoeing on that particular balance and riding that fence. And I think it makes it more enjoyable whichever way you want to go with it. You could take this and speed off down the road. You could take this and chill on the highway at night and just ride the night away. Either way, it works in both respects. And then Tiff Lacey. I've never heard of Miss Lacey, but looking at some of the information on her Wikipedia page, she has worked with many electronic music producers, artists, and etc. It says that Lacey is the performer with the highest number of officially released collaborations within the EDM genre so far. So she just has a voice for trance. She just has a voice for electronica, and she's probably very much sought after for her voice. I would like in here because it sounds real. Her voice doesn't sound overly produced or given some accoutrements vocally that isn't needed. It feels real in the track. And I think perhaps that's what's lending, in my opinion, to some of the success here, is that a lot of the track, even though it's electronic and it's in that genre, there's a natural feeling to it. And I think that that's really cool. And the way that she sings is a big part of that. And of course, it's catchy and it just feels good. The album cover kind of scares me a little bit, but... You came in from the darkness and held the door wide open, or open wide. You stood there like a vision before my unbelieving eyes. I believe what I see and also what I hear. But did the night play tricks on me, or were you really there? Am I being hypnotized, feeling like I'm hypnotized? Fears grip my heart and I'm whispering out your name. Can you hear the silent screaming? Do they sound the same? And then it repeats those lines again. You showed up and... got me straight up hypnotized. Let me know what you guys thought of the track. I'm kind of curious about something actually before I end the video. I don't know if we'll find it, but I'm kind of curious. What am I looking up? You're asking yourself. You'll find out if I see what I'm looking for. I may have found what I'm looking for. What I was doing, I'm looking up. You're going to hear the sound you might hear sound pop in. I was looking for a live performance of this track to see if he actually played the drums live on here. The answer's no, by the way, in case you were wondering. But I was wondering if he was. Because there's definitely a feeling like it could be played live. There's definitely a feeling like it could. And I wouldn't doubt it if at some point, maybe they do. I was just doing some research. I was trying to see if I could find any live footage, but not that I see. Thank you guys again so much for watching, for being here, for enjoying, hopefully, the music. Eric, thank you so much for the request and the suggestion. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Hope that you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Please come back again tomorrow, and I hope to see you all then. Have a great one there. Bye.